everyone, it's Megan. I'm so excited to bring you guys the lesson today. Have you ever gone out right after a big storm and looked up to see a beautiful rainbow in the sky? God tells us in the Bible why we see the rainbow. It is a promise from God to us. And every time we see a rainbow, we can be reminded that God is faithful in keeping his promises. Because God is faithful to us, we can have faith in him. We can have faith that he knows the beginning and end of every story. Because we know that God is in control, we know that we never need to worry. Even when it seems like things just don't make sense, God is still in control. There is a story in the Bible where a guy probably thought that God wasn't making a ton of sense. It is the story of Noah and the task that God gave Noah to do. During the time of Noah, people were not living as God wanted them to. Our story picks up when Noah was 500 years old. Wow, now that's really old. People lived a lot longer back then, but 500 years old was still pretty old. Noah and his wife had 3 sons named Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem, Ham, and Japheth each had a wife. So in total, Noah's family consisted of 8 people. God told Noah he was going to flood the earth, and because of this, Noah needed to build a boat called an ark. Did you know that prior to God telling Noah this, people on earth had never seen rain before? So the whole concept of water falling out of the sky was completely foreign to anyone living on earth at that time. No wonder people thought Noah was crazy. Before this, the way that farms and plants were watered was from springs coming up out of the earth. So what was this rain that God was talking about? Here's one way we see Noah's incredible faith. He trusted God even though he didn't understand how the flood was going to happen. God gave Noah very detailed instructions about how to build the ark. God told him how tall, how wide, and how long the boat needed to be, as well as how many decks it needed to have. Also, God told him to build a roof and a door on the side of the ark. He told him to build the ark out of cypress wood. Noah built the ark exactly how God told him to. He didn't question God's directions. He didn't come back and ask God, but why does it have to be 3 levels? I don't really like stairs. Or why did I have to build this so long? Why does it matter what kind of wood I use? Noah's faith in God led him to do exactly what God asked, because he knew that even though we didn't always understand why God is leading us in a direction, it is important to keep following him. Next, God gave instructions to Noah that he should bring all kinds of animals to the ark. God wanted to make sure that all of the different types of animals would still be around after the flood, so he wanted to make sure they were safe. Noah brought 2 of each kind of the animals into the ark, 1 male and 1 female. God also told Noah to pack the ark with plenty of food. They were going to be on that boat for a long while. Do you think that Noah was like, oh no way, this is too big of a job for me and everyone else will look at me and wonder why I'm doing all of this. They will think I'm crazy. No, he didn't. Noah set out with remarkable faith to complete the job that God had given him. He knew that if God was telling him to do it, then God would help him finish the job. We don't know how long it took Noah to build the ark, but we can assume that it took a long time. The Bible said that Noah was 600 years old when he and his family entered the ark along with the animals. Once Noah, his family, and the animals entered the ark, guess what happened? Well, absolutely nothing. Nothing happened. No rain, no flood. God didn't cause the rain to fall until Noah and his family had waited on that ark for 7 days. What was Noah thinking when he and his family were in the boat with all of those stinky animals and nothing happened for 7 days? What do we do when we have to wait for things? Do we get impatient with God? Do we think that God has forgotten about us? Do we have faith that he will do what he promises? But after the 7-day wait, God did exactly what he said he was going to do. The floodwaters came and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. While the earth was flooded, Noah's family and the pairs of animals stayed safe in the ark because Noah listened to God's directions. After the rain stopped, Noah and his family had to wait in the ark before the waters went down. It took a long, long time before the water dried up. The boat rested on top of Mount Ararat. Noah was able to see what the land looked like around him very well, so he sent a raven to check it out. But the raven just kept flying back and forth. It didn't give Noah any indication about the situation of the earth, so 7 days later, Noah sent a dove out from the ark. The water was still deep around the ark, and the dove couldn't find a place to land. So it came back to the ark. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again. This time, the dove brought something back in its beak. It was a leaf from an olive tree. This meant the water was finally going down. 7 days later, Noah sent out the dove again. This time, the dove did not come back. Noah knew that this meant it was almost time for them to leave the ark. Sometime later, Noah, his family, and all the animals left the ark and were back on dry ground again. Noah built an altar to give thanks to God for keeping them safe. God was pleased with Noah. God made a promise that he would never destroy the earth with a flood. And God put a rainbow in the sky reminding us of that promise. So, you see, when we see a rainbow in the sky, it should be a reminder that we can have faith in God. He always keeps his promises, and that he will always help us finish a job if he asks us to do it. I hope you all will remember this story every time you see a rainbow, and I hope you always remember to have faith in God. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.